you putting up the wall, the two walls in Johannesburg, or rather in Mogale City, is it? Am I correct? And then in Limpopo. That was to be in March of the following year.
Yes.
So the Thanksgiving is on the 20th of September 2024. The other two, March 2025, I'm sorry. Now, I just do not understand this idea that you need the loan when you yourself say that in December you are going to get in excess of 100,000 rand of your own money. Why would you not have used that money for putting up the wall in 2025, in March of 2025? Make me understand that.
Yeah, as I indicated yesterday, if I used that money, I was going to be left with no money.
No, General. Not when between you and your son you have in excess of 105,000 rand. That's not correct. That's not factoring your overdraft. That's not factoring your own overdraft. And within a couple of months you're going to be, or rather you're going to receive in excess of 100,000 rand.
Yeah.
I just don't understand this idea.
I still repeat, Commissioner, that if I used that money by that time, let's say 55, but the cost all in all is 65. After calculating yesterday, and we got the list, my son calculated.
But you did not know that at the time. When you took the loan, you did not know that it would add up to 65. So let's forget about that. What you knew was that at the most, it was
yes, it's 55.
55 years.
It's 55,000.
Yes.
Yeah, traveling home with my family of 6 with different cars also is money. So
when now?
Traveling home during that week of the 20th of September is also money. It's petrol, it's toll gates. I indicated it is Intanin. And also, my thinking that time was, I will be having money, the car need to be fixed so that he have something to drive to work, and then I don't want to use my money, which I'm having, but I get an offer, and then which I'll pay at the end of December. I found it convenient for me. That was my thinking. So, yes, and I still stand by that thinking. Other person can think otherwise, but that is what I thought of.
General, what I've done now is to subtract the 55,000 rand, which you knew to be the cost for the repairs to your son's car. I've just subtracted that from 105. That leaves you with 50,000 rand. No matter how much it costs to travel to Limpopo, you still had enough funds, General. So I just do not understand you. Let me perhaps, so as to avoid moving in circles, that is the two of us, let me suggest this to you. So you chose the convenience in quotation marks, of borrowing money from a person that you knew at the time, and you admitted this yesterday when my colleagues engaged you, a person that you knew at the time to be alleged to be seriously implicated in criminality. So you chose the convenience of borrowing instead of using in excess of 50,000 rand that you had or that was available to you. So that is what you chose. What's your response to that suggestion?
Yeah, my response is this. As I'm repeating, to say I saw it convenient for me to use the loan and repay it and use them other monies for what I have intended to, irrespective of somebody says it's convenient or not. That was my thinking.
General,
May I
you,
finish, Commissioner?
all right.
Yeah,
I'm very sorry. I
yeah.
am very, very sorry, General.
That was my thinking, that I will be able to pay it sooner, and this was easier for me. So we've got different people, different. I am taking home now is the one that I agreed to say I decided to take a loan from a seriously implicated person. So that is the only thing I'm taking home. My decisions.
So by taking home, you're saying you accept that part
I
at
accept
least.
that point,
That part.
even though I take this serious implication with a pinch, because nobody was charged or any police brought charges against anybody. It was just allegations. But I take that home. But I'm not sorry for my decision. I took a decision as a man who was thinking that in that particular way that time. And I believe I've got the right to think like that as long as it is right.
I have serious problems with that, General.
Yes.
You have said you chose an option that was easier. And you chose that option because you knew that you would pay back soon. And thirdly, you say that these were allegations without Mr. Matlala having been charged. You seem to forget something very important, General, which is that, one, you are a police officer. And two, not just a police officer, but a very senior one, a general. Yes, Major General, but still, in terms of how you are addressed, all generals from Major General to the full general, the commissioner, all of you are referred to as general. So you are not just a police officer, you are a general. You cannot seriously tell us that for you, you would have chosen this easier option because you knew you would pay soon, and also that these were just allegations in a situation where there had been no criminal charges. That cannot lie in the mouth of a very senior police officer, a general. Your comment?
Yeah, I think I also commented yesterday about it when it was said to me in a similar vein, that I'm not condoning it or condoning police officers to be involved with people who are allegedly to be involved. But we live in a country, in a society where we'll have people having allegations and still being saving or doing something whom we still have to interact with. I also gave example of activists who have been convicted and out. I can even quote even ministers who are serving with conviction and so forth. So I don't know, does this apply only to me in the eye of the commission? It cannot be taken solemnly to say Shibiri, whereas it is the society where we live in. People are every day having allegations. Some, they cannot even be substantiated and whatsoever. And if a person is not charged as an accused, it becomes more difficult also to adjudicate as a person to say, who do you associate or not? But it's your choice to associate with a person. I repeated that as long as you are not doing something wrong or unlawful with that particular person, that is my stance, irrespective of how the commission feels.
So you're basically saying, no matter the nature of allegations of criminality, for you, that means nothing for as long as the person concerned has not been charged. Is that what you are telling us? It matters not that you are a police officer and a general to boot.
I'm saying I cannot associate with criminal doings.
Criminal what?
Criminal act with any individual. I cannot. But association or interaction, sometimes it's unavoidable. For example, I gave example to say, yesterday I was labeled as assisting a friend who have bankrolled me and so forth. I said I was assisting a complainant. A complainant can come from all the spheres, irrespective of the status. So I'm just reiterating the same thing I said yesterday. But I hear the feeling, and the feeling out there at home to say the police cannot be seen as taking side of the criminals. Taking side, I will say, is when you become involved with them, or protecting them from not the law not taking its own, taking place, or taking against those particular perpetrators who have committed a crime, and of which I've done none of those. The only thing where it has been pointed now and then is that I borrowed money from a person whom had an allegation or cloud hanging around his head. And I indicated I had a long relationship with him without knowing or without him having such or whatever. So I don't want to rehash that, because I'll be told I should have maybe profiled him. And profiling a person also, there must be a reasonable cause. You must have suspicion of some sort. And I agreed to say, after hearing this, I should have checked, and I said I done some of the checkings and start moving away gradually. But the issue of the loan already happened. But as it may, it is in the hands of the commission to decide on the matter, to say, indeed, it is genuine what I'm saying, or I'm trying to reason myself out, or it was incorrect or unjust behavior of which I have done. So I will live with that.
Generally, you see, what I'm engaging you on is the very question whether this was a loan at all. Yesterday, on the two main occasions when I engaged you, I ended each one of those by suggesting to you that based on what I was engaging you on, it seemed to me that there was no loan at all. So that's the difficulty I have. So even on what I've just engaged you on, I say to you, you have available to you and your son an amount that's in excess of 105,000 rand. And my question is, why do you not use it? You say that that's because you were going to pay for a Thanksgiving function in September of 2024 and put up 2 walls in March of the following year. But thing is, as at the time that you borrow the money, if we subtract from what was available to you and your son, you are left with an amount in excess of 50,000 rand. And you have volunteered to this commission that in December, you were going to get in excess of 100,000 rand. So the walls in March cannot be a factor to you borrowing money in September of 2024 when you have available to you, after we've taken out the expenses for the repairs, you have available to you 50,000 rand. So I conclude this engagement with a similar suggestion as the two that I made yesterday, which is that it seems to me that this could not possibly have been a loan because you simply did not need the money. That's my suggestion, and I will end it there. But of course, you are entitled to respond.
I hear what the commission is saying, and I took note also of yesterday, which was inclusive of the quotation, and which I explained, and we provided even the OT number of OUTsurance to get all the details to say it exists. And I take your understanding of the quotation, not, even though it's not a quotation, it's estimate quotation. And that you don't take that before the quotation, the estimate was issued, a verbal one was issued. So those things will be covered. But as people, if we were thinking alike, I don't think maybe everything will be going well in the world. So as people, we think differently. But if there is facts which made the commission to believe it was not a loan, I'm fine. We will take that on the other level. But I had my reasons, and I gave my reasons why I chose to take the